Buddy Junior 2000 here, coming at you with a ranking video on the Halloween franchise from worst to best. And for this, folks, I'm not gonna keep saying to each their own because this is my opinion. This is my ranking. Some people may not agree with my ranking, but hey, it's to each their own. This is the last time I'm gonna just say to each their own in this video. It's just cause it's gonna get annoying for me to say to each their own because I know some people may disagree with my ranking, but it's my personal ranking, my opinion, and it's not to get upset about. It's because not every time everybody's gonna have the first movie as their favorite. Like, come on. I know the first movie is a classic. It's a great film, but a lot of times it's not people's gonna be for the favorite's gonna not be the first movie all the time. Their favorite's gotta be the one that they saw the first, the one that they saw the most, the one that they got into the franchise. That was the first movie they saw. That could be their favorite. It's like always to each their own. And we should respect our opinions. And yes, folks, I recommend you guys rank your favorite Halloween movies from worst to best in the comments. And I'll give you my thoughts about your ranking, like giving you thumbs up and commenting back with a good feedback because it's interesting to see how which one is your favorite and which one you think is the worst movie. It's always interesting and it's always to each their own. And also, you don't have to just rank. You can also have your opinion about the franchise. Like, do you think it's overrated, or do you think it's a great horror franchise, or which movie do you really love the most? And go into details. What do you love about one movie that you think is great from the Halloween franchise? But yeah, this is my opinion, folks. Nothing to get upset about. And I may go on a rant on some of the ones that I think I don't really care for in the series, but it's not me attacking anybody that likes those movies. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, to each their own. That's it. I'm gonna just say that. Yep, because it's gonna get tiresome for me to say that a lot because I'm not attacking anybody that loves this one. I'm just gonna just say my own opinion was my thoughts about them. It's not like, oh, I saw them one or two times. I seen them a few times already. The worst ones. A lot. And and it's just my opinion. Like hell. There's probably a few movies that people would rank and they put them as the worst movie in the list. I'm fine with that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Yeah. Because I know already know a lot of times when we're gonna do rankings, you're not gonna put the first movie as all the time. Like I know, like a lot of people when they rank them, it's always the first movie as the best. A lot of times, you're gonna enjoy the sequel more than the first movie. It's like everybody's entitled to their opinion, and all in all, I wish recommend folks to just rank the Halloween franchise. Like, what do you think is the worst to best for Halloween Michael Myers movies? And I would say to each their own. But yeah, let's just get this party started. And yeah, folks, nothing to get upset about my ranking. It's my opinion. It's my personal opinion. If you want to do your ranking, do it put it in the comments, and I'll read them. If you want to say which one's your favorite in the series, detail what do you love about this movie and why is your favorite. We're all here to talk about movies, not to get all bitchy about, oh, why is this worse and why is this bad? Why is this the best? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Hell, there's movies I don't care for. People have them in the higher in their list, but I always say to each their own to them. I respect their list. Like I see a piece of shit sequel that's like the top five high ranking in the movie list of the franchise. I don't get upset. I would say like I don't like the movie, but I would say to each their own. Like that's cool that they have that as their ranking, and the one of the movies that's like a crappy sequel is their favorite. Like, hell, I respect that. But yeah, this is my opinion, folks, and this is how I feel about the movies. And my thoughts about the franchise is a mix and mix because there's times they rebooted it and then wanted to remake it and all that stuff. It went into a big kaboom. A lot of scripts that never got into production, which I definitely want to pick up that Taking Shape Part 2 documentary. I mean, Taking Shape 2 doc. My mistake. I'm gonna definitely one day pick up that Taking Shape Part 2 book because I have the first Taking Shape, which is all the details from all the franchise movies with its production and its deleted scenes and behind the scenes footage, all the stuff that was in the script and what's cut out, who was originally going to be in it. I got that book, so that's a pretty good book. But I definitely want to pick up the second book, which details about all the lost sequels and the scripts that they abandoned. Like one was going to be for Pinhead and a Michael Myers crossover film. One was going to be um, more of the curse story, and there was a script for Halloween 3D, which was going to be the third movie in the Rob Zombie movie. And I think was it Patrick Lussier, director of the Billy Valentine remake. He was going to direct that movie. They had the script ready, but they never made the movie until we got the 2018 film. Yeah, like that's interesting stuff. I want to definitely pick up that book. It's hell of it. It's like around $30, but it is worth it because I like this know about unknown sequels and scripts and movies that never got made, like some Halloween movies that never got made. That's interesting. I'll definitely pick up that book one day. But let's get to the ranking, folks. The worst movie in the Halloween franchise, that's number 13. I'm going to pick Halloween Ends. I really hate this movie for a passion. I think this movie is easily one of the worst horror sequels of all time. I think it's up there with really shitty movies that pretty much like says fuck you to the franchise. And yeah, I didn't really care for Halloween Ends. I found it to be a really, really boring movie. The only thing I would say I didn't mind, I did like Corey Cunningham. I did thought he was an interesting character in the first half of the movie. I wish he was in a different movie. I wish it was his own movie. He was never part of the Halloween franchise. I wish they had a different studio, worked on a Corey Cunningham movie, had this character and have him do like an arc and become a new horror villain, like how John Carver was in Thanksgiving. I wish they did that with Corey Cunningham, but no, they wanted him to be another Michael Myers, and I didn't care for that. And him body slamming Michael Myers, the shape, that really pissed me off so much that I just think that was a real big fucking insult to the franchise and to the fans that love Michael Myers. Like, you knocked down the shape, the devil, the the man with the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. You knock him down from a body slam and steal his fucking mask. Like, are you kidding me? That was to me a spit in the face of the franchise and disrespectful to the character Michael Myers for that. Like, really? And also making him a weak ass bitch. Like, come on. He was a fucking Terminator in Halloween Kills, and you're gonna give me that bullshit that, oh, he was so weak, he was fucked up from the last movie. No. The filmmakers just wanted to do a bullshit ass excuse so they could have an excuse of why Michael's not in the damn movie for 40 fucking minutes. And yeah, I hated the way they did that. I never found it anything different. I really found it to be a real spit in the face to the franchise. Michael's barely in the damn movie. He's only in there. The only screen time he has, like scenes with Corey Cunningham killing other people, and then he has a shitty fight with Laurie Strode at the end. And the way they kill him at the end, I didn't care. I didn't like the way they kill him at the end. To me, I prefer H2O over that. The H2O fight between Laurie and Michael was much better. Halloween Ends, I think, is a piece of crap. One of the worst horror sequels ever made. I know there's some other shitty horror sequels out there, but I think this one takes the cake. I don't care about Halloween Ends. I always say I did like Corey Cunningham. His character was interesting. They fucked it up with making him another Michael Myers, which I hated that. I did like the music. The music was not that bad. Even the theme song was the opening that of it was not that bad. But those are only two things I liked about the movie. But all in all, I think the movie is a clusterfuck and one of the worst horror sequels ever made. And I refuse to own it. It's a movie that I just don't really want to see it ever again. And I think to me, it's an insulting sequel. I could deal with all the piece of shit sequels like Exorcist 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation, Jason Goes to Hell. I could deal with those. Even Seed of Chucky, even though Seed of Chucky I think is a piece of shit, I could deal with that. Of how stupid it is. This to me was disrespectful to what they did with Michael Myers. I wanted him to kill a lot of people in this movie. I wanted more violence from Michael Myers. No, we didn't get that. All they did is make him a weak ass bitch because he got sick and injured from his injuries from last time. No, that's some bullshit excuse. That's a cop out, in my opinion. All in all, Halloween Ends, the worst movie, is number 13. The next movie in my list of the next worst movie in the list, number 12, is the 2018 Halloween. That's the second movie I do not give a shit and a rat's ass about. I think this movie is super, super highly overrated. I saw this movie a few times, 2 times when it came out on streaming, and then I saw it like 3 more times on another stream platform. Don't know, remember what streaming was, but they had Halloween 2018. I seen it. I don't really give a rat's ass about this movie. I think this movie's a shitty redone of H2O, where they try to make the redone version where they show Laurie Strode dealing with her PTSD and her problems. It's done really shitty here in the 2018 film. The one in H2O was much better. You could feel for Laurie Strode's PTSD and her emotions of dealing with Michael Myers coming back. Like, it was more emotional there than this here. It just felt lackluster and generic. Um, the movie had a lot of Easter eggs. That's why you would just consider this calling this not Teen Halloween, but Halloween Greatest Hits. Like looking at all the Easter eggs. Like it's supposed to be a fucking reboot sequel, but let's look at all the Easter eggs. Let's look at the Halloween Shamrock Mask, the one that people hate. And yeah, Silver Shamrock Mask, the Halloween 3 mask. Yeah, let's show that. Let's reference. Yeah, because everybody hated that movie. And you want to reference in your shitty reboot movie. Oh, let's look at the Ice Machine. That one has the ice machine that you saw in Halloween 4 when Loomis was going by the cafe and going to the diner from the mechanic shop. You see there was a big ice machine. That's the same looking ice machine that is in the mechanic shop in 2018 Halloween. Michael kills a mechanic and steals his outfit. Michael does the bathroom stall thing from H2O, but instead he kills the 2 dumbass podcasters. And the podcast people were the stupidest fucking characters in the movie. Like, they were the ones that instigated Michael Myers to do Rack Havoc and bring mayhem to Haddonfield. It was their fault, not Laurie Strode, because fuck all that bullshit in Halloween Ends. Oh, it was your fault. Why my sister's like this? You let Michael Myers out. No, fucking idiot. It's not her. It was those two fucking podcasters that were just going into the facility. They had his fucking mask and nobody confiscated the original mask and nobody didn't stop them for what the hell they're doing. And they have that stupid ass opening scene where they're like, say something, Michael, say something, where the dumbass guy's holding the mask. And then of course they get their asses killed later in the movie in the bathroom stall. And in the movie, it goes on like I'll give credit. The one shot I did like in the movie was like the one shot where Michael does his first killing. It was a good shot and well done scene, but that was it. I didn't care for the rest of the movie. The movie felt dull and boring as shit. I didn't care for none of the new characters. Allison, I didn't give a rat's ass about the character Allison. She was just a shitty redone version of Laurie Strode, but in 2018. I didn't care for the daughter of Laurie Strode. Instead of Danielle Harris, it's Judy Greer, and I feel she's horribly miscast as Karen. This was the worst character in the Halloween franchise by far. And everybody overhyped her scene like gotcha. Like where she's like trying to egg on Michael Myers acting like she's scared and yelling. But Michael comes in and she says with the gun, gotcha, and then poof, she shoots Michael. A lot of people I heard a lot of people crazed about that scene. Like, what the fuck was good about that scene? It was cringy to me. And then a lot of people seem to like the Dr. Sartain character, which I didn't give a rat's ass about this shitty Dr. Sartain character. This was a crappy ass character that they wanted to do like, oh, he's the next Loomis. He's the new Loomis that Laurie told him. Fuck Dr. Sartain. He was a shitty character and a prick. And he kills on to like slash and run over to kill Officer Hawkins. But he wouldn't get killed because he would be alive in Halloween Kills. But I thought that was shitty because Officer Hawkins, who's played by Will Patton, I thought his character was starting to be good. Like he was like by far the only character I was giving a shit about in the movie. Only to get like, of course he doesn't get killed in the second movie, but when this one was out, I was like, this part pissed me off. Like, fuck this Dr. Sartain character. I don't really get what was the hype about this stupid ass character. He was a stupid ass villain. There was nothing creative, nothing arc, or nothing cool about this villain. He was just a stupid fucking villain that's saying, oh, I wanted to embody the evil of Michael. I want to keep him alive. And guess what, motherfucker? It backfired. And guess what? Michael got up, killed his stupid ass, and grabbed his mask because Dr. Sartain is randomly wearing the damn mask. And then guess what? Michael gets up, throws him out of the car, beats the shit out of him, and stomps him on his face like a melon. Good practical effects. That's probably the best kill in the movie. I would say that. Fuck that character. And that stupid ass part with earlier in the movie, there was early part in the movie that I thought was a stupid ass repeated joke from the fourth movie. You know the joke that the dad, which is Rachel's dad, when he accidentally gets his tie into the coffee cup and he says, "Damn it, I got my tie wet." Well, you know that funny scene that's in Halloween 4. Well, they do it here, but they have a shitty, cringy ass joke where was it Karen's husband or Allison's dad? He's like trying to get peanut butter on the mouse trap, but he accidentally spills it and then on the crotch area, and he's like, "Oh, I got peanut butter on my penis." Seriously? Yeah, you repeat that joke that was actually more funnier and less and less vulgar than the stupid ass 2018 Halloween film. And besides, it was not even creative. It wasn't funny to me. The scene in Halloween 4 was more funnier with the dad getting his tie. It was a quick gag, and I actually liked that scene. That was a funny part. And yeah, you repeat it with a stupid ass penis joke with it. Oh, I got peanut butter on my penis. That shit was goofy and just cringy as fuck. I didn't find anything that funny about that comment. It was just a shitty repeat of that coffee tie scene from Halloween 4. And yeah, of course, the movie does a lot of Easter eggs from the other movie. And yeah, I think this movie is super highly overrated. We never got to see what the real finale was because they changed it, and the jackasses don't even want to put it in the special features to say, "Oh, we." They didn't want to put it in the alternate. They didn't want to put the real ending that was like actually an alternate ending that they could have done in special features. No, instead of the deleted scenes, you get like some useless ass scenes, and especially a scene where fucking Doctor Sartain is like driving with Officer Hawkins, and Dr. Sartain's like poking his fucking nose to take his boogers out and play with it. Really? Those were the fucking scenes? Like, where the hell is that deleted ending that you guys originally filmed, but you cut it out and changed it to this different ending? Where they burned the house, and after they fucked up Michael Myers, shooting his fingers and all that shit, and burning him in the house that Laurie lived. Where the hell is that scene? With the alternate ending that was only seen in the trailer. The original ending, not alternate, but that could have been an alternate ending that they could have included in the special features. But yeah, we'll never see it. The only footage of it is only on the trailer that came out for 2018 Halloween. I was hyped there. I was really hyped up to see this one when it first got the trailer out. I was really hyped to see it, but after a while from seeing a lot of watches from the 2010 Halloween, I just think this movie is super overrated and very dull at times. But I did like James Judy Courtney. He's not a shitty Michael Myers because he would go on and improve better in Halloween Kills. Like he's not a bad Michael Myers. I like James Judy Courtney as Michael Myers. He's pretty good. But yeah, the 2018 Halloween is number 12. I think it's overrated as fuck, in my opinion. Number 11 is Halloween Resurrection. I think this movie is silly as shit and just complete dog shit throughout. It's really bad. Um, I don't mind Buster Rhymes in some parts, especially the line "trick or treat, motherfucker." That line is okay, but him fighting Michael Myers was kind of lame. Like the fight was just really shit to me. The movie goes around because it involves Laurie Strode getting into an institution, and then she gets captured by Michael. Instead of killing Michael, she tries to unmask him, but she gets killed, and that's another shitty insult to the franchise that people fucking hate this movie for a reason. I don't hate it for that. It's just the movie sucks. The movie just feels dull in some filler scenes, and the movie it does an interesting take with found footage, but it just sucks. And then the kills are alright. Like probably the only one kill that I thought was interesting in the movie was when he kills one of the film crews with a tripod. That was a cool kill. Probably the only bloody kill in the movie, but the other kills were just kind of dull as shit. And of course, you get all the cringy ass lines where Buster Rhymes is dressing like Michael Myers, and then he thinks it's another stunt dude that's involved with the film crew as another Michael Myers, and Buster Rhymes keeps telling him, "Get the fuck out of here." And then Michael follows him for that, like follows that, like really. Michael doesn't take shit. Like that's kind of ridiculous. And I know it's a dumb movie, but it's pretty much Cedar Chucky in the franchise. Like Halloween Resurrection is pretty much Cedar Chucky in the Halloween franchise. It is pretty much full on comedy. And even though I still enjoy this movie, Freddy's Dead, I enjoy this one, and that's full on comedy horror. But I like that movie better than Halloween Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection, I just think it was sucks. The final girl was pretty lame. It was a weak final girl. She had like a really dumb line at the end. This is for Barney. This is for Mary. This, like we're fighting him with a chainsaw instead of like hitting him. Like, why the hell are you saying stupid shit like that? Like, come on, what a complete imbecile to just say stupid shit like that instead of trying to kill Michael Myers. Like, get after Michael Myers. Shut the fuck up and kill him. Yeah, definitely one of the definitely one of the worst final girls in the movies in this Halloween Resurrection movie. And Busta Rhymes, he could try like I know they try to do that. Even in Seed of Chucky, the reason why I would say it's similar, hell, you got a rapper, Busta Rhymes in this movie, and you get a rapper in Seed of Chucky, which is Redman. But I would say Busta Rhymes is better, at least because at least Busta Rhymes gives you that line, "Trick or treat, motherfucker." Even though some people may think it's a stupid ass line, that's probably the only thing I remember about the movies when Busta Rhymes says that, because I think that's the only memorable thing about the movie. And then the one kill where he kills the film crew with a tripod. Those are only two things I just remember about this damn movie. But all in all, I think this movie sucks. It's number 11, Halloween Resurrection. And then number 10, I only have a few movies here. I don't have a few. I don't have right. I've tried to find, but I couldn't find them. But I have a few movies here. But yeah, number 10, it's gonna be Halloween 2. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 from 2009. I know I reviewed this one, but yeah, this is number 10. I don't mind the practical effects. A lot of good gory kills, brutal moments. I do like Danielle Harris and Brad Dourif in the movie. I think those are the two good actors that are in the film. And Laurie Strode's character, I didn't give a shit about the character at all. She's like really more annoying in this movie. She's more annoying in the director's cut, but the character does suck in this movie. The movie, it tries to be unique and different. It kind of does a cop out where it does have a first interesting first half where it's in the hospital because you think it's going to be like the second movie, but no, it's only like for fucking 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. That's a bit of a cop out. And then you get this movie that just kind of does drag on forever. Then you're stuck with Loomis being a fucking asshole. I think he's worse here than 5 because they started off with 5 where he's an asshole, but he's worse here. Like, he's an ungrateful prick. Like, he's really selfish. His he treats his assistant like shit. He doesn't care about talking about anybody, about Michael Myers. He doesn't give a shit about his fans. He just doesn't care about talking to anybody at his fan fair where he's like getting his book signed. Loomis is such an asshole in this movie. He's just a selfish prick. And of course he has a shitty arc at the end where he tries to redemption himself, but he fucked it up by accident. And you know what? He got himself killed and Michael Myers got his ass. Like, you know what? Fuck Loomis in this one. This was like the worst Loomis. I like Matthew McDowell, but it's just like him in Halloween 2. It was like they made him such a fucking prick in the movie. But I did like some of the kills, and I do like the field scene, which the field scene is where he kills those 2 hillbillies and one of the hillbillies' daughter in that truck that they have like the deer antlers, and he's in that field which I think that part was cool when he gets up and he puts the mask on. That's such a fucking badass part where he just boom goes all hardcore on their asses and kills them. And Tyler Mane is still a good Michael Myers. I like Michael Myers, Tyler Mane. But it is number 10. It's a fucking mess. Where it's mix and mix. It's a fucking mess. And then the next one, Halloween 5, is number 9. and I don't mind some scenes from the movie. There were some well shot scenes in the movie, and it does have one of the worst looking Michael Myers masks. I would say the mask in Halloween 5 is easily the worst mask, in my opinion. Like, I know that Halloween 4 has a shitty mask, but I think Halloween 5 easily has one of the worst masks. Like, it looks like shit to me. Like, it looks like they stretch out the mask and it looks bad. But the actor that played Michael Myers, he's not bad. It's just the mask that sucks. But Don Shanks, he plays a pretty good Michael Myers. Like, I would say out of all the Michael Myers, like, because like Michael Myers is a mysterious character. He doesn't say shit. He doesn't like talk. Well, of course they fucked that up in part 2 in the director's cut, but he doesn't talk. So you know what? Michael Myers, I'll just say all the Michael Myers actors are good. I'll just say that. There's nothing bad to say because they're not talking, they're not saying dialogue, they're not like. It's like the same thing with Jason. All the Jasons are great, but on back to the fifth movie. Why I put this at number 9? It's another movie that I think it's a mess. It's good in some parts, but it's a fucking mess. Out of all the out of the 1989 movies that came out that year, I think this was the weakest sequel that came out in 1989. Because I know Jason Goes to Hell came out and Dream Child came out that year. But I think this was a lot of mess because they rushed into production. They rushed this movie before the movie was even damn made because they were rushing to making this movie during the release of Halloween 4. So it got into rush production. They didn't know who the fuck the Men in Black guy was. They didn't know if it was Michael Myers' brother. They don't know if it was a twin brother. They don't know if it's a relative. They don't know if it was a mysterious father figure or something. Like, they didn't even know who the fuck the Men in Black character was. It was just a random character that they just randomly put in there for no fucking reason, only to, like, at the end of the movie shoot the police station and kill all the cops and escape Michael Myers, breaking him out. That was it. But on the movie's just a mess. It starts off with the end of part 4, and Michael Myers swims through a ravine and goes through a bridge area and gets into land and sees a shaft um apartment house place where he encounters an old man and the parrot, and he gets knocked out, and he's left there for like a year laying on the stone bed for a year. The guy doesn't say shit. The guy doesn't call the cops about who the hell this guy is. He's left there for a year with his fucking outfit still on until, like, it's not the 1 year later, Halloween night. I mean, not Halloween night, but 1 year later, October. And also, the other thing that they fucked up in this movie, they fucked up the ending of part 4. Instead of, like, Jamie being a killer, they make her a fucking mute. I like, really? They really went there? Like, come on. That was lame. That was the coolest ending in part 4. And then they go on to have this bullshit ending. I mean, this bullshit movie where they don't have her talk. Of course, she starts talking later in the movie, but it just, why the hell did they need her to be mute? That was just really ridiculous and just a bullshit way to have to the end of the movie. And they said that she only stabbed her mother and accidentally just only hurt her, but she didn't die. Like, no, she murdered her mom at the end. It was shocking. It was shocking to Loomis. And even Loomis is a bit of a jackass in this movie because he's like yelling at Jamie, why are you helping him? Why? Why are you trying to protect him? And because he moves the rack thing out of the way to scare her, like yelling at her. it's kind of out of character for the fucking Loomis character. Like Loomis would never do this shit. Loomis would sacrifice himself to save Jamie. That's what he did in the fourth movie when he was protecting her in the school. When Michael Myers tossed him out of the window. Where's that in this movie? Because later in the movie, he does that stupid shit in the end of the movie where he's using Jamie as bait. You want her? Come and get her. And he's like holding her, like trying to get Michael to come after her. That was kind of fucking bullshit to me. But on you get the character Rachel that I thought was one of the best final girls. Only to kill her in 15 minutes in the fucking film. It's like how they killed Randy. That's the reason I hate Scream 2. It's one of the reasons I hate Scream 2 is like I hate when Randy got killed. But when they do this in this one, where it's like in Halloween 5, Rachel gets killed 15 minutes into the fucking film. And then you're stuck with Tina, who is easily the most annoying, obnoxious character in the Halloween franchise. Like she's up there with Karen as one of the worst characters in the Halloween franchise. I don't really care for Tina. I think she's a bit unlikable at times because there's a moment where Jamie's like trying to save her ass, but she wants to go to the stupid fucking party instead of staying with Jamie, and she's making Jamie cry and shit. Like, and even Loomis says he has the balls to tell her, like saying like, "Why you want to go? Stay with the little girl, Jamie." And then she goes like all like a asshole, like saying like, Jamie's a 9-year-old girl. Why you have to freak her out with all the booty, man? Like, what an idiot character. I'm like, fuck Tina. Why couldn't you just have Rachel in this movie instead? Why'd you kill her for 15 minutes? Dominic Jerkoff, Gerard. That's right. This guy doesn't even know how to direct movies because he's known to be a prick in real life. Because he did this movie, and then he go on to direct The Omen 4, which is the shitty Omen 4 film that doesn't have Damien, but it's like a different spin-off movie where it's like a little girl as a little Damien instead, because it's a girl version now. And the reason why his name is on like there's a second director's name in that Omen 4 is because he was a prick on set of that movie and he got fired. He was also a prick on set of this movie too, even like towards Greg Nicotero, the special effects dude of K&B. He was a total ass to Greg Nicotero, telling him like he knows how to direct gore and trying to just be a smart ass, like just being a total tool towards Greg Nicotero. Like, yeah, shows you where this director goes after this movie. He went to direct Omen 4 and get fired in the middle of the film, and he never directed a movie after this. So like, yeah, fuck you, Dominic Jerkoff. I know his name is Dominic Alden Jerkoff, but nah, fuck the director. He sounds like a prick too, because they interviewed him on here, on the DVD and stuff, in the special features. But on it does have some unique parts in it. I do like the Ella the Ella. Was it the dumbwaiter scene where Jamie's trying to get away from Michael, but he keeps slashing through the dumbwaiter? That's a really suspenseful scene. I'll give credit. It's a good scene. Danielle Harris is not bad at the last act of the movie because now she could finally speak in the damn movie because they had the character mute for the whole time. Her acting's good. And I didn't mind John Shank's Michael Myers. And I did like the part where he kills the boyfriend Michael Myers, which is like the boyfriend to Tina, but he's called Michael. So it's like Michael kills Michael. And it's a funny kill. I would say it is a funny kill scene. Because like he grabs the pitchfork and then boom. And then his face will like and then it is a funny kill. I would say it is the funniest horror movie kill. But all in all, this movie just it's a fucking mess. It's also boring too. But yeah, that number 9 is Halloween 5. Number 8 is Halloween 6. Now we're going to like the mix movie in the franchise. I like some stuff from Halloween 6, but I don't care for some of the stuff in Halloween 6. And most of that has to do with the producer's cut, because fuck the producer's cut up its motherfucking ass, because I think it's a piece of shit version. It sucks that they put Loomis's good scenes of him having extra dialogue, because they fucking cut his dialogue in the theatrical version, and it's only on the shitty fucking producer's cut. And the reason why I think that producer's cut sucks is because they like, you don't have to deal with it, but because they make Michael Myers rape, no, not rape up. They make Michael Myers impregnate his niece Jamie. They do that in the producer's cut. They explain it and they kind of show it, but before it even happens, like, fuck that producer's cut. At least the theatrical cut says that, oh, she only got tested by she got impregnated by the cold people because it was like through a test tube. At least that's better. I don't need to deal with that nasty shit that they did with Michael Myers in the producer's cut. Fuck that producer's cut up its motherfucking ass. But it sucks that Loomis's scenes, that his extra dialogue is only more in that shitty version. I wish that his extra dialogue was in the theatrical version, because I like the theatrical version better. Because the theatrical version, it goes more of a faster pace, and what's also the dumb thing that they did in producer's cut, a lot of the kills are not even gory. There's not even gory kills in the producer's cut, because you see all the gory kills, like, like how the asshole John Strode, that dude, when he gets his comeuppance and he gets his head blown up by Michael Myers in the basement. That head explosion is missing in the producer's cut, but you get it in the theatrical cut. That's why I like the kills. And even the kills when he kills all those cold people at the end of the movie, that's a brutal scene. And even the fight with Tommy and Michael was pretty cool. I did like the fight. But it is a mix movie. But I don't mind the theatrical version. I'm starting to warm up with the theatrical version. Some of the characters I just didn't care for. Paul Rudd's Tommy, it's okay, but it's kind of a mixed role. But it is. I'll give credit. It's his first movie role, so you know what? It seems like he does appreciate the movie, so you know what? At least that's cool that he appreciates horror movies. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but that's cool. That was his first movie. But all in all, it was the last movie for Donald Pleasence, which was sad. Rest in peace, Donald Pleasence, as Dr. Samuel Loomis. And yeah, this was his final film that he did. And all in all, shit. Sorry, folks. I jumped it because I thought something was falling and shit. Because I thought the movies I have here were going to fall. Like, oh shit. But all in all, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Mixed movie. I rather watch the theatrical cut than the producer's cut. Fuck the producer's cut. The theatrical version, to me, is more watchable. Number 8 is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Number 7 is Halloween Kills. And Halloween Kills, I would say that's like the only one I would say I didn't mind in the trilogy. All the characters are fucking stupid in the movie, because the only person that's smart in the movie is Michael Myers. Because like, he kills all these dumbass characters that are doing stupid ass decisions. And all in all, they get their asses killed by Michael Myers. And I would say this is the best movie with James Jude Courtney as Michael Myers. He's a fucking beast in this movie. He is the Terminator. He is the Harry Warden of this movie. He is a fucking devil in this movie, because he goes on ape shit crazy like a motherfucker, slashing and dicing and going all hardcore killing on victims in this movie. And it's actually the highest killing. It is the highest kill count in this movie, because he kills a lot of firefighters in the movie, which a lot of people bitched about that scene. But I think that's the best part of the movie, is that opening where it's well shot, well music played. I did like that scene where he comes out of the fire, and then you have a badass score playing in the background, and he's holding the pitchfork, no, fire poker, and the fire's going around him, flames, water is being sprayed around, stabs them one at a time through the face, grabs one of them, picks them up, lifts them up, one of the ones that uses saw on Michael, but grabs a saw and reverses it and puts it on the fucker's face and saws his face up. Really hardcore shit. He goes on to kill more victims, and of course you get the dumb kill scene, which is funny, where he kills this dumb ass lady that's just like trying to shoot him, but she's so stupid she's wasting a lot of bullets, and Michael knows that she's a fucking idiot, and he kicks the door, and boom, the gun just hits her in the face. Like, what a fucking moron. Seriously. That was like the funny kill in the movie. And yeah, everybody does stupid ass decisions, and then the mobs. I didn't give a fuck about the mob because they made a guy commit suicide, and it was so fucked up. They put a sad music in it. I hated that part. That was just so messed up to see, and they're so dumb that they didn't even realize that it was not Michael Myers. You stupid motherfuckers. So that's why, you know what? Fuck them at the end. I'm glad that Michael Myers turned Terminator on their asses at the end. It was satisfying, and it was brutal and badass to watch. And he also kills Karen, which was a relief because everybody hated that character, and I think that character was one of the worst characters in the franchise. But Halloween Kills, this is where I'm starting to like getting into like the good movies now. I give it a thumbs up. Number 6 is Rob Zombie's Halloween. I really enjoyed the Rob Zombie Halloween. I think it was a bit different to me. This is better than the 2018 Halloween, in my opinion, because I know there's a lot of people that vote which one's better. This one is up there. I like this one. I think it's a solid film. I kind of wish it was more of a prequel to the whole way of the movie, but I didn't mind some stuff in the remake, and I did a good review about it. Also reviewing this one, the messy sequel. But on and on, I really enjoyed the first Rob Zombie Halloween. I did thought the kid who played the younger Michael Myers was pretty good, and even Tyler Mane kicked ass as Michael Myers, and he was a brutal motherfucker like James Jude Courtney. Like I would say Tyler Mane and James Jude Courtney are like the most brutal fucking Michael Myers because they deliver brutal carnage and bloody kills. And of course, it was cool to see Ken Foree in the movie as Joe Grizzly. I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. I'm gonna cut that mask right off your face, and then they have the fight. Boom, fighting on the stall and then getting stabbed and stealing his mechanic suit. Great scene. I do enjoy this one. I really enjoyed Rob Zombie's Halloween. Fuck the director's cut. I actually like the theatrical version better. And now, because that's number 6 is Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now we're getting into the top 5. Number 5 is Halloween H2O. Of course, this is the Steelbook, which is nice. It's released by Paraprix. I like the Steelbook. It is a cheap ass release because Paraprix didn't even give this movie a fucking menu and shit. But it is a nice looking fucking Steelbook that I have here. And I think to me this was the last good Halloween movie that ever came out. I feel like this was the final nail in the coffin. I don't really care about seeing Resurrection at all. I actually prefer to see this one as the last movie because I feel like this fit the ending of the series. But on and on, I do enjoy Halloween H2O. I think this was a pretty damn solid film. The only problem with the movie that I would say I has it does have some flaws with some filler scenes and on and on. The mask is a clusterfuck at times because they choose a different amount of masks in this fucking movie, and one of the masks is a CGI mask. But guess what? That CGI mask, you know what mask they put it over? The K&B mask. Like, why the hell did they put it over the K&B mask? That's better than the shitty CGI bullshit. Like, why did they have to go with different masks many times? Like, they couldn't settle with one fucking mask. Like, Like hell, just go with one that has like the like go with the K and B mask. It's not the best, but at least it's better than the shitty one where it shows his eyes. Like that other mask sucks too. Besides the shitty CGI, that sucks because the CGI mask is terrible. But the one with the showing his eyes, that's another shitty mask. I would say the K and B, which I think this is the K and B mask that's on here. Not sure, but it looks a bit darker up. But on all, really badass steelbook. I really enjoyed H2O. I think it's a really good Halloween movie. I feel like this was like the final nail in the coffin. I feel it's well done. It's really good. I know some people may think it's overrated, but I think this movie is better than the 2018 Halloween bullshit, in my opinion. This movie is fucking badass at times. And I do love the fight with Laurie and Michael at the end. Even when Laurie dealing with her PTSD is done better here. It's more emotional here. And Jamie Lee Curtis is kicking ass, taking no names like a motherfucker. And she does the satisfying thing at the end where she doesn't want to be psyched out by Michael Myers, so she traps him at the end. And then boom, decapitates his head. And there it is. His head is gone. And then you get the Halloween Michael Myers theme song, like the John Carpenter's original classic theme song, Halloween, playing at the end, and that's how this movie ends. Like that's, to me, that's a satisfying ending. I remember seeing it on. I remember like seeing like one day like on cable, and they cut out the stupid, because you know cables, they cut out violent stuff. They think it's too violent. They cut out the part where he gets his head decapitated, but like the movie just goes to the end credit. Like that's so stupid. But all in all, I really enjoyed this movie. Really nice packaging by Paraprix, but the special feature is lackluster. It's none, and it's a cheap ass menu. No music. Paraprix is a shitty company where they don't release good menu music on their titles. Even though like this title could have at least had like the Mr. Sandman theme song or even the shitty Halloween H2O theme song, which I don't really care for the H2O theme song at all. But I don't know. Like they couldn't at least play that in the fucking menu or something at least. I hate those still menus that they just have and they don't have no music. Those are one of the worst menus in my opinion. But yeah, H2O. I have this as number 5. This is my 5th favorite. Now this is my 4th favorite in the series, and it's the original classic, John Carpenter's Halloween. I really think this movie is a classic masterpiece, all-time favorite. The night he comes home, like it's up there with The Exorcist. It's up there with Alien. It's up there with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's up there with Black Christmas. It's up there with The Omen. It's up there with Fulci's Zombie 2. It's up there with Dawn of the Dead. It's up there with the Amityville Horror. John Carpenter's Halloween is a badass film. And of course, it's a Scream Factory 4K edition with different versions of it and different qualities, and also a TV cut of the movie and a TV cut version where it's split with where it's included with the rated R movie, the actual version that you can watch it with. That's pretty cool. And the 4K is not that bad. It's a good quality on the 4K. And yeah, it has a really nice thick box that Scream Factory used to release. But I really enjoyed the story. It's a classic story told by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill. It's pretty much Deborah Hill and John Carpenter's Halloween. And John Carpenter did a great job with the score. The music is really damn badass. Definitely one of the best scores coming out from the 70s. Definitely a great score by Carpenter. And from start to finish, it's about Michael Myers, how he started his havoc by killing his sister, going to Smith Groves for years, and making his havoc escape and stealing Loomis's car, going to Haddonfield, targeting Laurie Strode and all the babysitters that are there. And Loomis is there to have his coming face to face with the devil himself, Michael Myers. And I like that dialogue speech that he has. I met this 10-year-old child with this blank emotion in his face, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Because I try to keep them locked up because I really, really notice what behind that boy's eyes is truly and simply evil. That's a badass speech by Loomis. I feel like Donald Pleasant was the perfect choice for Loomis. He's a badass fucking actor. Rest in peace, Donald Pleasant. Great film. I enjoy this movie. I know this is not my number one favorite because everybody would have this as the favorite, but I really enjoy it. But I enjoyed the three other movies over this one. It just I just seem to grow to like the other movies better. But I still say that this is a masterpiece classic. Nothing bad about it. Even much better than some of the shitty ones in the worst list. I really think this is an all-time fucking masterpiece. Up there with The Exorcist. And then number 3 is going to be Season of the Witch. And yes, I really loved the Season of the Witch movie. It was a movie that I was with other people and I was younger. I hated the damn movie. I thought the movie was stupid. It didn't make sense. Why wasn't there Michael Myers? I was like with everybody. I thought the movie was stupid. Until like when I got older, I saw it on AMC and I started watching it, and lo and behold, I started liking the film. And I went to go home one day because I had DVD of it. I had it set in the 2-disc set with Halloween 2, and it was only in that DVD set for like years and years because I never opened. I only watched it once, and I never got to care seeing it for after 10 minutes seeing it. But that day, I opened it and put the disc into the DVD, watched the film, sat through it, and rest is history. I really enjoyed the film. I think the movie is super highly underrated, criminally underrated film. It sucks that it got a lot of backlash from like being false advertised. Everybody hated it. They think it was a piece of shit because it was going with this horror anthology story where it was going to be like different Halloween movies with different horror anthology stories every year, but it flopped. It didn't do good. It got a lot of bad reviews from critics and fans. Everybody hated it. They think it was one of the worst sequels. But I disagree. I think this movie is super underrated. It's really, really a badass film. I had the 4K, but I couldn't find it. It's in my room somewhere, but I had to look for it. But Halloween 3, I feel, is a underrated, criminally underrated badass film with a badass synthesizer score by Alan Howard and John Carpenter. And Tommy Lee Wallace would go on to direct this movie. And Tommy Lee Wallace was known to direct the It miniseries, which I think that's another movie that's super underrated and really underappreciated. But Halloween 3, I feel feel like it's a black sheep of the series. It's like Child Play 3 that gets shit on. It feels like Nightmare on Elm Street 2 that gets shit on. It feels like Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. It gets shit on. That's how I feel with this third movie, Halloween. It gets shit on. It sucks. And they even, in special features, they even admit, even the director, Tommy Lee Wallace, admit that it was a bit mistake to use Halloween because it attracted people to think that it was a Michael Myers film. Even though the trailer made it out like it was not going to be, I think people didn't really pay attention to the trailer. They think it was going to be another Michael Myers movie. And they probably got confused with the line. That no one will come home. I think that's the line. But they think it was like a line for like another Michael Myers movie. But no, it wasn't. It was about this killer mass company that's owned by Conor Cochran, played by Daniel Haley, and good actor. He played pretty good. He's a pretty good villain as Conor Cochran. Really good underrated villain. Horror villain. And he explains what the master about sacrifice and Sam Hain and all that shit. which connects to Michael Myers with Sam Hain that Loomis talks about. All in all, I thought Colin Crocken was a great villain. Tom Atkins, his character, yeah, his character kind of sucks a bit, but I did like his performance, and I really enjoyed Tom Atkins in a lot of his movies. Tom Atkins is a great, great actor. And I did enjoy some of the special effects, especially when the dipshit kid gets his comeuppance where they tested the General Shamrock max on him and the mass is melting. Really good practical effects where it's melting and he falls down and a bunch of snakes and cockroaches and all that shit falls out of his mouth and it attacks his parents and kills them. That is a definitely one of the most disturbing scenes to watch. It is a great scene that's well done, good practical. And of course, you get to the end where he destroys Cochrane's men that are robots and then goes after the time because the time is almost 9. Everybody's gonna get killed by this commercial until he gets attacked by Ellie, who's a robot too, and then he has a fight with her, and then he gets to the gas station, meets up with the gas station guy, tries to call the phone TV company to like stop the commercial. It's gonna be bad until a few commercials are stopped until it's changed to another commercial, and the last commercial is still on. It's not stopping. And Tom acting, he's going on the phone. Stop it, turn it off, stop it. And of course, his voice echoes, and you don't know what happens. And that movie ends with the pumpkin theme song that Carpenter and Alan Howard did with the theme song, the pumpkin theme song for Halloween 3. And I really liked the opening of Halloween 3. I forgot to mention about the Halloween 3 opening. And also the opening original Halloween is a classic. Forgot to mention that. But this one in Halloween 3, the opening is really good and really moody with the eerie music synthesizer that Carpenter and Howard made. Great, great opening with the TV screen, computer graphic of the shape of the pumpkin is getting shaped through the credits. Definitely great. And that's a credit that the opening credit is stolen in Halloween Ends. But yeah, Halloween 3 is number 3. I think this movie is super underrated. Doesn't deserve all the hate it gets. It's super, super fucking underrated. I'll definitely retrospect review that one day. It's a super underrated film. And then number 2, it's going to be the original Halloween 2 from 1987. I would say, yes, this is a great sequel. And I may, but you know what, folks? I would say this. I like this more than the original. I love this movie. I love this movie with a passion because I feel this movie was great. I think it worked with everything that went on in this movie. Dick Warlock was one of the best Michael Myers. Mount Pleasant gets more screen time as Dr. Loomis. Great, great fucking performance by Donald Pleasence. Rest in peace, that legendary actor. And you get some really good, unique kills in this movie that are vicious and bloody at times. And the music, the opening music, is by far one of the best opening music in the franchise, with the credits of the pumpkin smashing open. And then you get the skull that's inside of it coming out and it forms into the skull's eye socket. And I love the Halloween 2 theme song. I feel it is one of the best Halloween theme songs in the franchise. The Gothic Halloween theme song, I love it from Halloween 2. It's a great, great theme song. I really enjoy this movie. Jamie Lee Curtis can say all the shit she wanted about this movie, but I think she worked in this movie. I love that ending with her and Loomis finally sharing a fucking scene to another. Because this is the only time, even though they kind of shared a scene in the beginning, at the end of the movie, but it was like they were looking at each other in different sides of the camera. But they're together in this scene. Loomis and Laurie, Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasence, they're together in this fucking scene of the movie. It's great. Classic. And they have a fight with Michael Myers at the end, and it's well done and great. And they could say shit all they want about Jimmy. I think Jimmy's a cool character. He made it had some awkward shit to say with Laurie, but I did thought Jamie was a cool character to hang out with Laurie in the movie. On and on. And I also thought Leo Rossi as Bud was a hilarious fucking character. I love Leo Rossi in this movie. He was funny as hell. Sit on my rock. I damn it. I can't remember the song, but it's a song that he makes Jimmy get pissed off at. I'm sorry. I guess I just fuck up all the time. Where are you going, college boy? Because Jimmy gets mad and just leaves. Bud is a funny character. I like Bud. And of course, you get Dick Warlock as Michael Myers, and his Michael Myers is great and very menacing. And I really enjoyed Halloween 2. I still would say this is better than the 2018 Halloween film. Because I know some folks say that they like the 2018 Halloween film, but I love this movie more. This movie is better, in my opinion. And I really love this movie. It's In a Passion. Great film. And it's number 2, Halloween 2. And then my number 1 is the one that I think is my all-time, I not think, it is passionately another one that's a passion, and it's my all-time favorite. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I love this movie. I think this movie is super great. And yes, I have it right here. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. They finally brought back Michael Myers for once in a while. Of course, they brought in more for the shit than other sequels, but yeah, I really grew up watching this movie. This was the first R-rated horror movie that got me into horror films, thanks to this movie. Because I got to see this one in 2003, and then months later, I got to see Freddy vs. Jason in theaters, and that was a great theater experience to go see an R-rated film with my dad. Because even though it's a bloody movie, and I could have been screaming and crying out my eyes from seeing all that shit, but you know what? I saw everybody were into it. I wasn't scared. I was into the movie. I was cheering at times, just like, yeah. It was awesome. Great theater experience. See, I was tough cookie for that. I went to go see Freddy vs. Jason in 3 years old, and it was a fun movie to watch. But my mistake. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers is easily my all-time favorite Halloween film. I grew up watching this movie all the time, and even still to this day, this movie never bores the shit out of me. This movie is a great, great badass sequel of all time. Badass horror sequel of all time. I love the cast. Ellie Cornell is great. Danielle Harris is great. I forgot the guy who plays Sheriff Meeker. He's a good actor too. And the guy who plays Sheriff Meeker was pretty good. Donald Pleasant coming back as Dr. Samuel Loomis was great. Great. Especially that scene where Michael has with Loomis in the diner. That is such a badass scene. I love that scene. It's such a classic scene. And I feel like that scene still holds up as one of the most badass moments in a Halloween franchise. Definitely a classic scene from the Halloween films. And I like Michael Myers in this one. George P. Wilbur played a good Michael Myers. Tony Moran was the one that first plays him in the first half as the bandaged Michael Myers. I wish they kept the bandaged Michael Myers because I think he looks more demonic and really disturbingly he looks like a creepy demonic looking ghost with the bandage mask. It looks really cool and really disturbing. Because the movie starts off where he gets transported and then he kills the transporting ambulance people, paramedics, and boom, kills the dude, bashing his head and sticking his thumb into his head. Really brutal shit. Like, holy shit, the devil just woke up. The Shape woke up. Because he hears about his niece, Jamie Lloyd, who is played by Danielle Harris. And in the story, Jamie Lloyd is Laurie Strode's daughter. And they said that Laurie Strode died in the car accident. So, she lives with her foster family, who's the Struthers family, and one of the daughters is named Rachel Struthers and played by Ellie Cornell. And she's pretty good as Rachel, and she does her role pretty perfectly, knows how to give you a convincing performance as the final girl, and she's there to just fight and survive and protect Jamie throughout that movie. And the movie has some pretty good soundtrack music to it and suspenseful kill scenes. And I love the diner scene with Loomis and Michael. That's a classic scene. And of course, they have the showdown with Michael at the end in the house. Brady is such a chicken shit motherfucking character, but he gets his comeuppance by Michael killing his cocky ass and boom, squeezing the shit out of his face and pushing his thumb into his face like squeezing the shit out of Grady. Like, it's a brutal death, but you know what? Brady kind of deserved it. He was a jackass towards Rachel in the movie. And I do like the kill that he kills the Bimbo Kelly character with the shotgun. That's a cool, badass kill as well. And I love the kills. And then, of course, they have the showdown with Michael at the end through the car truck chase, through the school scene, and through don't have the shootout with him, and he falls into the mine shaft, and then you get the unexpected, great ending where Jamie is the one that's revealed with the POV, and Loomis hears a scream and gets up and sees that Jamie's the one that has the evil because she touched Michael Myers' hand and she contacted evil on her. And Loomis has the iconic no scene. No, no, no. And he grabs his gun and he's about to shoot, but Sheriff Meeker stops him from doing that. And he's like, no. Like, holy shit. Sheriff Meeker's shocked. Rachel's dad is shocked. Rachel is shocked too as well, and Loomis is breaking down, crying like, "Holy shit, the evil is still alive! It went into Jamie." And of course, you get Jamie with that bloody shot where she has the clown mask that she has the costume on, and picks up the bloody knife that she just stabbed her stepmom with. That's a great fucking ending. And of course, the movie does have some silly moments. I do like how he has this character Bucky gets killed by Michael Myers with this hard hat saying Bucky. And of course, you get the tie cup scene, which is better here than 2018 Halloween with that peanut butter shit scene. I like that scene. That's a funny scene with the cup tie. Pretty funny part. All in all, I feel like the cast is great. The music's great. It's written well by Alan B. McElroy. Great screenplay by him. And Dwight H. Little, great direction by Dwight H. Little. I feel like this movie still holds up. It's a badass film, and I give this movie a lot of praise. And yeah, I do not mind the franchise. I feel like they should stop making Halloween films. If they want to continue it, continue doing the horror anthology story. I would say I'm more into that, the horror anthology storyline with Halloween 3. I wish they continue with that. All in all, that's my ranking of Halloween franchise, folks, from worst to best. List your guys' favorites from worst to best in the comments. And what do you think about the franchise? Do you think it's overrated, or you think it's a great horror franchise? List your... Also, even if you don't want to do a ranking, just put your favorite. Like, what do you think is your favorite Halloween movie in this series, and explain what you love about it. Have a good day, everybody. Hit the like, subscribe, and take care, folks. Bye-bye.